Across the state of Alabama, the attorneys, proudly sponsored by Hollis, Wright & Couch, are here to serve you. Your tough legal questions answered by our experts. The attorneys with Josh Wright from the Hollis, Wright & Couch Law Firm and host David Lamb.
Hello and welcome into the attorneys. Appreciate you spending your Sunday evening with us. Getting older, despite our best efforts, it happens to us all. Tonight on the show, we're going to help you prepare for the sunset of your life or the life of a loved one. And as the program goes along, just a reminder, you'll see ways to call, text, or email us. That information will be right there on the screen. We're joined by Josh Wright from the firm of Hollis, Wright & Couch. Good to see you, sir.
As always, good to see you. Hope you had a great week.
Indeed, I did, sir.
You know, we are, David, talking about a topic that will impact every one of us, the three of us and everybody that's viewing, and that is how to take care of yourself, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, etc., through the use of good advisors in the elder law area. And you know, there's a common theme among people that are truly great in an area of the law, and that is that you spend all your effort and your time on one focused issue and one focused type of the law, and that's what Bill Nolan does. And Bill at Nolan Stewart here in Birmingham does a great job, and they focus on elder law, and they do a great job. And so when we have elder law issues, these are the folks that we go to. And so we're so excited to have you on today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And it's a topic that is a great topic that's going to affect all of us.
It does, it really does. It's I appreciate being on here. You know, one of the things we've learned in helping families is that when a person gets a DUI, they know they need a DUI lawyer.
Right.
When they've had an accident, they know they need a personal injury lawyer. And when they're in the midst of a divorce, well, they better get a lawyer if they know what's good for them. But a lot of seniors and their loved ones, their caregivers, don't realize that a lot of the challenges they're facing as the loved one ages are elder law issues and their solutions to those problems.
Right. Bill, how did you get into this area of the law? Just explain to the viewers a little bit about your background in this area.
Well, I've worked in the estate planning area for years, worked in the nonprofit sector as a director of planned giving, and worked with a lot of seniors, generous people who wanted to support charities, their church, or I was at Birmingham Southern College. That was a good charity to support. And I developed an appreciation for working in that senior market, and this was a natural progression to get into, to find ways to help.
Your practice very specific to this issue, isn't it?
It is. We only do two things, which is estate planning and elder law. That's all we do.
Gotcha. Do you recommend that people that are getting to the sunset of their life come to you at that point, or do you think this type of planning should happen before that period of time?
We talk about the continuum of care, and everybody is on that continuum of care somewhere. If you're young, totally independent, well, you may or may not need a basic estate plan. But as you age, as you reach 65 and beyond, there's certain issues that are specific to a senior that really need to be discussed. You might not necessarily have to put any plans in place, but at least you know the threats and you know how to avoid those threats.
This, more than anything, David, is a great example of getting to somebody that is educated in this area early to gather the information you need to make sure that you're planned properly.
A great deal of technical know-how and experience. From an overview standpoint, help us define what is elder law?
Good question. Traditionally, elder law is helping families, the senior and their caregivers, understand the specifics about things like Medicare, Medicaid, veterans benefits, what to do when capacity starts to diminish, mental or physical capacity, long-term care planning, and the general issues surrounding estate planning and probate. Yeah. We add a different component or an additional component to that. We found that caring for the caregiver is an important element because the caregiver, the adult daughter 79% of the time, is the one who might spend years, maybe decades, caring for a loved one. The statistics say that the adult caregiver, the daughter, might spend more years as caregiver than she did as parent for her own children. So it is a thankless job oftentimes. It's a job that comes without a training manual. It doesn't come with any on-the-job training. There are no benefits. And most of the caregivers are trying to learn it as they go along, and they don't have to. There are resources available to help.
And David, I think you'll find, I think Bill will agree, that in the area of elder law, it's not just about planning for a financial future. It's about maintaining independence, maintaining quality of life, those types of things.
Exactly. If we plan, we can be proactive. If we let crisis develop and then have to plan out of crisis, we lose a lot of planning options. And we do.
Why does someone need an elder law attorney? In what ways can you and an elder law attorney help?
Well, we all suffer from this crazy condition that we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't understand the threats that are out there. We've met with many families who have made simple mistakes. They said, we've transferred mom's CDs, we've transferred mom's house to the kids. Now she needs nursing home care. Medicaid says we have to give it back. Is that true? Well, we could have avoided that. Right. They didn't know any better. They didn't know to ask. So any family who's dealing with a senior issue should at least consult with an elder law attorney. It's inexpensive, it gives you quick answers, and it gives you a roadmap to follow.
Failure to do so can be costly.
It can be very costly. Medicaid, for example, is not very forgiving when it comes to the mistakes that everyone makes.
Can you break down a little bit? You refer to them as senior issues or later issues later in life as our parents age or we age. But in what situations would you recommend the need for an elder law attorney? Kind of more specific on that.
Well, as I said, there are two types of planning. One is crisis planning and one's proactive planning.
Right.
Crisis planning is where you don't want to be because you don't have many options. It's expensive and you don't have many options. Proactive planning, though, an example might be your mom is in assisted living. You anticipate that she's going to be there for some time. Well, you could either take things a day at a time, or you could plan so that you could protect what she has left years before she has to enter a nursing home and protect those assets for the family, for the kids, the grandkids, and so on. Other families might be perfectly healthy. The seniors are getting in their 60s or 70s. It pays to at least explore your planning options. You know, some people think, well, I have a will, that's all I need. That's a basis, that's a fundamental part of it, but that's not all you need.
And a good example is, a lot of folks don't realize that Medicare does not cover long-term care, yet Medicaid may very well cover a vast majority of such care. And as such, you need to be able to work with somebody like Bill to be able to start planning these things before it becomes too late to do so.
What are the common mistakes or misconceptions that we all have heading into this elder law area?
Well, the common mistake a lot of seniors make is everything will work out, and it rarely does. Many seniors will plan as if their spouse will be with them for the rest of their life. They'll plan as if they'll be able to live at home alone independently for the rest of their life. They assume that their financial planner has a plan in place that will help them survive the rest of their life. They never think about what happens if I lose my mental capacity or my physical capacity. They never think about my kids live on the other side of the country. Who's going to help take care of me if I can't take care of myself? Those are all mistakes. Those are all things that people should be planning for, but they don't.
Talk to us about what an average day looks like for you. I mean, in terms of what an elder law attorney does, what is a normal day for you?
Well, there's always some element of crisis.
Right.
You know, someone has found out that mom has to go to the nursing home or dad has to go to the nursing home, and they don't understand things and they need something right away. Then there are the folks we meet with who are trying to help their loved ones get through the next day or two. They don't know what they're doing. They're a 50-year-old daughter. They have their own husband. They have their own children. They might have their own job. They're taking time away from their work to try to take care of mom, and it's a 25-hour-a-week job. They don't know where to turn for answers. They turn to us for that kind of guidance. And then we may have to go to court, open a probate case to help someone settle up an estate. We may have to deal with the executor to help work through the beneficiary's complaints, all in a day's work.
Is it a more effective way for things to work out? Is it for you to be contacted by someone as they kind of head into the elder years, or does it work as fine if it's like a caregiver that has to do it because the parent did not? What do you recommend being done?
That's a great question. Our focus is helping seniors, but 90% of the time the person who contacts us is the adult daughter or the adult son.
Right.
They understand there's a need for planning. They need to have a plan in place, but their parents may be too far down the pike to know there's a need or to understand there's a need. And then there's that whole generational thing. You know, our parents' generations just didn't think that way.
Right.
They can do it. We see it a lot. Dad, who's 85 years old, he grew up and did everything himself. He could change the engine out of the truck. He could build a house by himself. He could do anything.
Yeah.
He thinks that because he downloaded a will offline or copied someone else's will that he's taken care of, and he's not.
Right.
As the baby boomer generation has hit us, what do you expect is going to happen in this area of the law?
It's going to be, it's hard to say, because these days people are living, you know, modern medicine has been a blessing. It has made it possible for us to live into our 90s or beyond.
Right.
Modern medicine has also, there's a downside, it's made it possible for us to live into our 90s and beyond. The downside is that we lose our mental capacity oftentimes long before our physical capacity goes, which means extended nursing home stays. It means $6,000 a month or more in 2012 dollars. That's what it costs to be in a nursing home.
Wow.
It means people will oftentimes go through every cent they've been able to save their whole lives and be dependent on their kids, grandkids, and so on.
And if folks don't have the type of money to cover nursing homes, for example, and those types of long-term care, elder lawyers help them strategize a plan based on their income level and based on other potential options out there to get them in the place they need to be.
That is our goal right there, to help them put together a comprehensive plan.
Yeah. Time for our first break of the evening, but as we head to break, I want to let you know that you can get in touch with us. Call, text, email. That information is right there and easily accessible. You can also find the firm of Hollis, Wright & Couch. Just search that term, Hollis, Wright & Couch. You can find them on Twitter, or on Facebook, and on Twitter you'll find them at Hollis_Wright. Stay tuned. We're coming right back.
I'm Josh Wright with the law firm of Hollis, Wright & Couch, and thanks for watching The Attorneys on Alabama's 13. Now, we hope you, a friend, or a loved one never need legal counsel for a case. But if you do, the goal of the show is simple. Provide answers and legal counsel when you need it the most. Your call to the show is free, so if you have questions specific to this show or related to other civil legal matters, call, email, or text us to talk with one of our lawyers. You can also follow us on Facebook or Twitter to learn about important legal news that could affect you or your family. Or simply contact us by going to alabamas13.com and click on the Attorneys link. We know your time is valuable, so thank you for spending it with us and for watching The Attorneys right here on Alabama's 13.
Car crash cases, defective products, dangerous drugs.
Sobering statistics. Welcome back into The Attorneys discussing elder law. As we head into our second segment, just a reminder, call, text, email, get your questions to us. Love to get your feedback. A question we have here, I'm a veteran. Can an elder law attorney help me secure VA benefits? That's
a great question. You know, the VA provides excellent benefits to veterans. Their only shortcoming would be their marketing division doesn't tell veterans about those benefits. There's a tremendous benefit. Only 1 in 7 eligible veterans know about it. It's called the aid and attendance benefit. Some people call it the improved pension benefit. What it provides is if you are a World War II, Korean War vet, or Vietnam era vet, you're over 65 or totally disabled. So it's either or, 65 or totally disabled. You may be eligible for up to $2,019 a month in tax-free pension benefits from the VA. Very important benefit because it helps people stay at home for years longer than they might otherwise be able to afford to do so. It's for the veteran and his wife, $2,019 a month. For the widow, it's over, well, almost $1,100 a month, $1,094 a month to be exact. For the widow. And she didn't even have to be married to him when he served, as long as she was married to him at his death.
What are the qualifications for that? I mean, I know there are probably some very specific guidelines, but generally, what are we looking at?
Well, there are 5 basic hoops you have to jump through in order to qualify. The first is the military service. Were you in service during World War II, Korea, or Vietnam? And that's pretty easy to prove. The second is, are you over 65 or totally disabled? That's pretty easy to prove. The third would be, Do you have a medical condition that has caused you increased medical expense? That is, if you have had a hip replacement or a knee replacement, or you have COPD, dementia, anything that has increased your medical expenses that's not covered by insurance. And that includes home health care, by the way. If you have a home health care person or agency coming in, that is dollar for dollar a medical expense.
Wow.
The fourth is your income has to be offset to a pretty large extent by those increased medical expenses. But let's say that you're at home receiving Social Security income of $2,000 a month, and you have home health care providing $1,600 a month in care. Well, that's easy to do right there. And then the fifth is the VA doesn't want you to have excess assets. The VA says that if you have tremendous assets out there on your own, you really don't need that benefit. But if your assets are what they consider reasonable, then you'll get the benefit.
Bill, is this a supplement to other needs-based or government-based benefits, or is it something that will replace a previous type of benefit?
Well, that's one of those yes or no questions.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Your Social Security doesn't come into play. You're not going to lose a dime of Social Security if you get this benefit. If you are a veteran who is receiving certain benefits because of a service-connected disability, then it's an offset.
Okay.
You get the higher of the two. But any other, if you're receiving retirement benefits from the military, you would receive that in addition to this pension benefit.
I mean, a great example of why to watch this show. That's a piece of information that viewers may have no clue about. That, I mean, just a benefit that needs to be requested.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, there's some number. I think it's 77%. Is what I've heard of men over 80 were veterans.
Right.
So if your dad or granddad or aunt or your uncle or your cousin is in that age group, chances are he served, and chances are he may be eligible for this benefit.
Or his widow.
Exactly.
Are there several examples like that when it comes to maybe money that is set aside and available, and in your practice you find folks who walked through your door had absolutely no idea they were entitled to such?
I met with a couple, two daughters who were taking care of their dad. He was in assisted living. They came to me because he had to move to skilled care, and they wanted to make sure we had all the plans in place. I always ask, was your dad a veteran? They were ready for me. They said, oh yeah, Dad was a veteran, but he doesn't qualify for any benefits. We've already checked with the VA. And I said, well, let's see what you have. There's a form called a DD-214. It's the official discharge paperwork.
Right.
And they pulled it out and they say, Dad didn't sign up for World War II, or for the Army, until World War II was over with. So he doesn't qualify. That's what the VA told us. Well, here's what we learned. The war itself ended in, I forget what it was, in 1945, but the wartime period extends a year beyond that. He joined the Army after the war was over, but before the wartime period was over. That means he was set to receive $1,703 a month in benefits that they weren't counting on. And they had called the VA about that.
Wow.
Yeah. The value of having a fellow who knows. Another question here. I'm 65 years old. Should I consider Medicaid planning?
Medicaid planning is like tax planning, and I'll tell you why. There is no reward out there for paying a dime more in income taxes than we are obligated to pay.
Right.
We don't get any kind of bonuses or brownie points or gold stars. We pay what we owe, and that's it. There is similarly no reward for paying more for our nursing home care than we are legally obligated to pay. And yet there are many people who will gladly pay every dime they own to get nursing home care that they don't have to.
Right.
So Medicaid planning is the process of paying up to what you're legally obligated to pay, but not a dime more.
Okay.
If there is if you can guarantee your family that you're going to get hit by a bus jogging and never go into a nursing home, don't do Medicaid planning.
Right.
But if you can't make that guarantee, you should at least explore it.
Yeah.
Really should.
And are we going to break?
We can.
All right, we'll get it on the backside.
All right.
I want to ask a question to him.
Good deal. That's coming up after our second break. As we head to break, a reminder for you to get in touch with us. Love to hear from you. You can call, text, or email. Also find the firm of Hollis, Wright & Couch on Facebook. Just search that term, Twitter, Hollis_Wright. You are watching The Attorneys, sponsored by the firm of Hollis, Wright & Couch.
From all of us at the law firm of Hollis, Wright & Couch, we're glad to have you here with us every Sunday on Alabama's 13. This week we're discussing elder law, which concerns probate, estate planning, health, and long-term planning. There are two main things you need to know. First, know that an elder law attorney can help you with difficult decisions. They can look at the complicated medical advice a doctor may give and help with what legal implications may apply to that advice. This type of an attorney can also help with power of attorneys, guardianship, and conservatorships. Second, know that an elder law attorney can also help your family financially. This includes asset protection before a loved one enters a nursing home, Medicaid planning, and veterans benefits. If you have a loved one that is advanced in age or who may need long-term care, you may want to consult an elder law attorney. Please remember, your call, email, or text to the attorneys is free. All of us at Hollis, Wright & Couch want to help answer your questions on real issues you face. Remember, a competent lawyer will respond to every question you send in. That's our pledge and promise to you. Thanks for watching the Attorneys on Alabama's 13.
Welcome back into our final segment of the Attorneys. A few minutes remaining for you to check in with us. You can call, text, email those questions because we love to hear from you. Josh?
Yeah, we were talking about Medicaid planning right before the break, and I just wanted you to add some context to what is Medicaid planning, because I do think the viewers would need to know that.
Sure, good question. You know, there are three ways that Americans can pay for their long-term care in a nursing home. Privately, which is the way most people pay for it. The second would be from a long-term care policy, and the third is Medicaid. 67% of Alabamians in nursing homes are there because Medicaid is picking up the tab. So understanding how to qualify for Medicaid is very important. Yeah. Understanding how to protect assets is very important. Our goal as elder law attorneys is to help the family, entire family, look at mom or dad's situation. What assets can be protected? What steps can be taken now to allow your mom or dad to qualify for Medicaid benefits as soon as possible?
A long-term, an insurance policy that covers long-term health care, is that something also that you advise on?
Well, we will certainly review the long-term care policies that families have to tell them what the benefits might be or what they're limited to, unfortunately. Normally, your typical health insurance doesn't cover long-term care. Your Medicare certainly doesn't cover it. TRICARE doesn't cover it. There are only three ways you can pay for it.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Another question that we've got in here. I've heard of life care planning. What is that?
Life care planning is my favorite.
Okay.
And here's why. When a loved one is facing an issue, let's say it's dementia, the adult daughter is the lifesaver. She comes in and helps mom or dad deal with the medical and the personal issues. But there are other issues that all families face, not just medical and personal, but as your mom ages, she's got a financial component to her life. She has a legal component to her life. Most folks focus on that medical and personal issue, and they exclude financial and legal. Mom wants to live at home for the rest of her life. Fine. Does she have the financial means to do that? Well, let's take a look at her financial. Mom might or might not have her basic estate planning in place. Well, let's take a look at it, make sure that we can get those implemented while mom still has her mental capacity. So we try to bring all three of those areas into one and help the adult daughter or the adult son understand what planning is required, and we serve as an advocate for the family throughout the rest of mom's life. So they have someone who's representing them, not an assisted living facility, not a skilled care facility, not a home health care facility, but an advocate to help that family no matter what happens.
Real quick, advanced medical directives or living wills, can you just quickly touch on those?
Sure thing. A basic estate plan would include some sort of an asset transfer document, will, trust, or so on. You also need an advanced directive for health care to tell the world what kind of medical decisions you want to have made, and then your durable power of attorney, now they're just called powers of attorney, to tell the world who makes financial decisions for you. Those three make up a basic fundamental estate plan.
Okay, and real quick, just a couple of minutes remaining, but what about estate planning? You talked about life care planning. Talk to us for a minute, just real quick, about estate planning.
Well, estate planning is making the decision both who's going to get my stuff when I'm gone, That's what a will would say. And who's going to take care of me for the rest of my life if I can't take care of myself? That's what a power of attorney and an advance directive do.
Okay.
Those are all important, and a lot of folks think that all they need is a will.
Right.
Or I had one guy say, I don't need a will to tell my kids who are going to get what I have when I'm gone. Well, it does more than that.
Right.
It really does.
Right.
He cost his family a lot of money with that attitude.
What you don't want to do, for sure. Time now for our final thought. A final thought from you?
Well, I think exploring a family's planning options is important because it can save thousands and thousands of dollars. It can provide benefits that they weren't aware they were entitled to. Doesn't cost much to explore your options.
Yeah. All right, Josh?
I would just dovetail off that. It doesn't cost a whole lot to explore your options. It is worth taking the time and the effort to sit down with somebody like Bill and his firm to be able to understand how to establish a plan early. And if you're in crisis mode, what you can do to get yourself out of that crisis. So, there are going to be people that wait until the very end to make those decisions. Bill's firm can still help you, lead you, guide you, and direct you through it. Really
helpful information tonight. Appreciate the time. Thank you also for spending your Sunday evening with us. As we wrap this up, a reminder of how you can get in touch with the firm of Hollis, Wright & Couch. By telephone, you can text them or email them. Also look for them on Facebook. You'll find them, just search the term Hollis, Wright & Couch, and on Twitter, that is Hollis_Wright. Appreciate you being with us. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week right here on The Attorneys.
Thanks for watching The Attorneys, sponsored by the law firm of Hollis, Wright & Couch.